Okay, so we did a little brainstorming. We thought to simulate the vibration, we thought maybe using a jackhammer across the beam, isolated with some rubber insulator of some sort, across the two wheels. And then over on the primary wheel, we would have kind of an A-frame structure. The top of the structure would house an out-of-round wheel running at various RPMs. Down below, they would be impacting consistently the round tire or wheel, applying the variation of pressures based on the out-around condition on what that strut or shock or suspension system is going to be seeing. And next, we'll just go ahead and flip the chart. And then we went to thinking about, well, if you weren't using wheels, is there a way to simulate something that would provide that vertical that pressure outside of a wheel up and down? So maybe a jackhammer again in some sort of a frame or structure with the frame upside down, and then have some sort of a regulation or regulator within that kind of black frame box above, yes, right there, that maybe can control something independently, such as a sudden shock, bottoming out the suspension or something. Down below, then we thought maybe just go back to the outer round wheel and still have that control box that would control the up and down variation of the relationship between the two wheels. Next slide. So we had then one of our team members thought, well, what if we had a rough surface that we could just ride over, and that caused another team member to think, well, we could simulate a rough surface. And so we, those rigid lines could be, pipe, angle iron, whatever, in some sort of a circumference that would rotate around the wheel that is on a structure that can move it up and down on demand, creating different pressures on the suspension. And then it kind of went open from there, and how exactly is the suspension mounted, and what's it look like, and what kind of pressures and stresses can we provide, and then so that's the suspension piece. The next, so then we were in the beginning, I guess this is cart before the horse, or our assumptions were bottoming out, that it was bottoming out. There was a lot of over travel. The wheel was braking. We believe it was braking. Maybe it was not the wheel, but some part of the rest part of the suspension, an axle or something. So the goal was to prevent all of that stuff from happening. And that's where we're going to leave it to you, the subject matter experts in this field, to be able to provide some feedback to Wikispeed on what kind of bench testing they can provide in a bench environment that would help them eliminate that the braking of the wheel on the track that they're racing is the Nurburgring carousel. Thank you.